Louisville 106, Jackson State 70. Another shellacking that Jackson State takes, but I want to make one thing very clear. Good teams win, great teams cover. Hell of a cover by by Jackson State here. I believe it was a 38.5 point spread. I was on Louisville 38.5. I thought they were going to win by 50. Jackson State kept it close. The over also hit. Well, Jackson State didn't keep it close, but they kept it close from a betting perspective. The over also hit. Both these teams can score. Sonata Frew, 12 points on eight attempts. I think that's something to keep an eye on. Kanai Roos had 10 rebounds to bring along 16 points. The front court combining for 28 and 15. I think if somebody told you that Louisville's front court does that in the beginning of the year, you would take that every day of the week. Adrian Woolley looked a lot better in this game. 18 minutes, 9 points, 3 or 4 shooting. And then obviously the person everybody's here to hear about, Michael Brown, 18 points, 5 of 11, 9 assists, 5 rebounds, 6 turnovers. Got some things to clean up, but he's a freshman. He's all like he's still learning. I think it was a phenomenal Louisville performance. This team is really, really good, man. I honestly like I know it's just Jackson State and South Carolina State, but I'm curious like what your opinion is on this, J man. Is this team just gonna average 100 points this year?
Seems like it, doesn't it? I mean, they just anybody can score. I mean, you said Kanai Roots. We talked about him in the preview for what he did in the first game, and I know the opponents are not nothing to write home about, but Kanai Roots averaged 3 points a game last year, and all of a sudden he was not a guy on my radar to be a dude for Louisville. Louisville has dudes already, and he had 20 and 7 off the bench the first game, and then he had 16 and 10 as when he started against Jackson State. Now I got to worry about Kanai Roos as a Duke fan. Like this is unfair. Like Pat Kelsey's a hell of a coach, staff's a hell of a staff. You get Mikel Brown, you get Isaac McNeely from Virginia, and then Ryan Conwell from Xavier, who's averaged like 15 plus his whole career and every stop he's been at. And oh, here's Kanai Roos. Like, thank you.
Yeah.
Now I can't. I'm going to lose sleep at night. And they return Keshawn Pryor from tearing his ACL last year. He played 16 minutes, had 6 points, and look, it doesn't matter what his stat line was. It's always good to see a guy come back from a torn ACL and give you 16 minutes. And he's only going to get better because he was honestly Louisville's X factor last year before he went down. If he can get back to that by like January 1st, I mean, this Louisville team is loaded, loaded.
I mean, it is like I said, Michael Brown is one of the most talented freshmen in this class. I did a Tennessee preview yesterday, and I was discussing Nate Ament, and I just kept thinking to myself, I'm like, I'm talking about Nate Ament like he's not like like he's a generational talent. He is a generational talent in my opinion, by the way. Like I was talking about him extremely positively, and I'm thinking to myself, this dude might not go in the lotto. Like this draft class, this freshman class is insane.
Loaded. Loaded. And I'm a Hornets
Loaded.
fan, so I won't look. The Hornets, LaMelo's already been out. Brandon Miller's out for whatever. Somebody else is going to be out. This is the last year I want us to be bad because this upcoming draft, there's 15 guys where I'm like, hey, if you get a lottery pick in one of the 15, we're going to be okay. And Mikel Brown is one of those guys.
I had to break it to you. It's not the last time that the Hornets will be bad. I didn't want to be the one to tell you that.
It's fine. It's fine. I've
But
learned to accept it.
but I'm okay being the one telling you that too, for what it's worth. Like I'm very okay being the one to break that news. Like by the way, like not a Hornets show. LaMelo Ball, not that good. Um,
Last thing I'll say about the Hornets, the last time we were fun, Montrezl Harrell was on the team, and so Louisville Cardinals. So there we go.
that's fair. But LaMelo Ball doesn't take basketball serious. He's an unserious basketball player. Michael Brown though, very serious basketball player. So
Dude,
like if you were able
love,
to get
love.
Michael, like any NBA team would be happy. And this is one of the 4 to 5 best freshmen in this class. To me, like we haven't even gotten his best punch yet, and we're scoring 106 and 104. Like, what is this team going to look like when you get the Michael game? I mentioned it. Like, Wooley's still only playing 18 minutes a game. I get it. I get he got hurt in the first game, and I get they're winning by a million in both games. Like, you haven't gotten Wooley's best punch. I'm such a big Adrian Wooley guy. Like, when he committed to Louisville, I got on here and said, I can't believe he took a backup role. Because, like, I genuinely believe this guy could start on, like, a ton of high major teams. We're both Duke guys. He could start on Duke, like,
Probably,
tomorrow.
probably, but you know what? You get that money, whatever Louisville's paying him, it's like, hey, you can fight for minutes. Like, you know what? I want to go to a championship contender, and though my role is could be off the bench or could be a starter. I'm getting this amount of money for a championship caliber team. I'm gonna go there. And Adrian Woolley, I'm a fan of too. I mean,
Oh yeah.
9 points, 15 minutes, and so yeah, they're just, dude, they're deep, man. They're deep. Got point guard PG1, PGU, Pat Kelsey calls them now, and so look, I can't say anything about that. 106 points and 104 points. And my favorite stat for them is they scored what, 30? How many shots? They made 35 shots, 24 of them were assisted. That's winning basketball. Like
Yeah.
that's just they're so unselfish. It's unbelievable.
Probably not PGU yet, by the way, yet. But like
Pat
I'm
Kelsey's a
glad.
very good salesman. Pat Kelsey, I played against Pat Kelsey when he was the head coach at Winthrop for 2 or 3 years. And so he's always been a great salesman. And he had a good point guard then too, but nothing like Mikael Brown. I'll tell you that much.
I'm not sure anyone is like Mikael Brown. I couldn't be higher on Mikael. That dude is like to me one of the best players like in the country, right? Like he he is he's just electric. Everything he does is entertaining. He gets to the basket with ease. He has a jumper. He can pass. Like I said, he was a little loose with the basketball, but I'm a Warriors fan, bro. Like Steph, very loose with the basketball. I can live with that. Like I have no issue. I have no issue with a point guard who like has a little flair and commits some turnovers because of it. And that's really all it was. Like that will come out of his game if Pat Kelsey wants it to. Do we know that he does? I don't know because like there's some turnovers in basketball you can flat out live with, and I think Michael has had a lot of those through the first two games, and again, PGU to an extent. I mean, you can't get one point guard and then call yourself PGU. Especially when you miss on Tyron or not Tyron, Tay Kenny, excuse me. But if you are PGU, you gotta let your point guard be a point guard. And I think there's probably Pat Kelsey's no dummy. He's probably well aware of that, and he's probably just gonna let he's probably just gonna let him cook. You know what I mean, and let him do his thing. And I think the best version of this Louisville Cardinal team is if you just let him do his thing, and that's what they've done through two games, and they're scoring. I mean, look at how much they're scoring. Literally 200 points, 210 points through the first two games. So I'm a big Michael Brown guy, big Louisville guy. I love Duke, and man, this team's coming.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Louisville, what they did last year, year one under Pat Kelsey to play in the ACC tournament championship and have, I think they finished second in the ACC. They just, yeah, Pat Kelsey's a hell of a coach and basically turned worst to almost first in year one. And then they really got the talent for year two. The sky's the limit for Louisville. And while you're talking, I just wanted to look at the box score because I totally forgot Sean Ruffin was point guard at Jackson State till the game started. And the guy was 8 of 20. They shot 63 shots, and three guys combined for 45 of the shots. Like Sean Ruffin, Jamie Mitchell, and Dorian McMillan all had 15, 10, and 20 shots. Ruffin, dude, he's his career, because this guy, I was like, he played at Ole Miss. Yeah, his first year as a freshman shot 11 shots a game at Ole Miss, 37%. His first year at Jackson State, 13 shots per game at 38%. And now it's 15 and a half shots this year at 41%. The guy just does not care about it. We just talked about LaMelo Ball in this segment. This guy doesn't care about efficiency either. He's going to put those shots up. And so I had to laugh and give him a shout out because look, that guy's going to try and be a hooper at 5'10 for Mo Williams. And I hope Mo Williams dressed appropriately for you, Dion, because I know that was one of your takeaways after the first game for Jackson State.
Listen, we're getting there. We're getting there. We looked like we were showing up to a real game this time. But listen, the first game was objectively crazy.
It was the worst fit of all time.
I
And
mean,
there's
I
been
mean, my
some,
guy literally had a hoodie on.
yeah, a jean jacket hoodie. It looked like he was going to a brewery with his boys at like Thursday night, Friday night. It was crazy.
I'm known for that, like a big like Monday night football game, like anybody trying to go get a drink. I'm known for the jean jacket, like hoodie fit. And like that's the fit you wear when it's like, yo, like you kind of want them to think you tried, but in reality, you just grabbed this off the hanger and said, "Let me throw it on."
Dude,
And we're coaching collegiate basketball, Mo. Like collegiate by the way, Mo, this might be why Braun got rid of you.
that's crazy. That's it could be. It could be. I look to go back to Louisville though before we wrap up this preview. I'm so excited for this game against Kentucky. Like I really am. And I am an ACC homer, so like I want Louisville to win for the ACC. And I like Pat Kelsey and I like Cloman. Uh, and yeah, his staff. Like I think they're going to be coached up, ready to play. Like a rivalry game, third game of the season is crazy. But you know what? Prime time on ESPN, and I like the Cardinals in that one.
Hey, listen, I've been on Kentucky the whole time. I'm not gonna say I'm not on Kentucky anymore. I'm gonna keep rocking with Kentucky, but the way this front court is played through too, and it was South Carolina State, maybe South Carolina Upstate. I don't know what the school's name is, but it was some South Carolina school, and then it was Jackson State. Don't get me wrong, but the way this front court's playing, and then you look across at Kentucky, JQ's not playing. Not sure Jelon Lowe's playing. Like,
Telling you. I'm not going to do L's up on here because I'm not going to have Louisville fans screenshot me when they beat Duke this year and have me having the L's up on the camera. So just know I'll say L's up, but I'm not going to put it on the screen to get screenshotted when Duke possibly loses to Louisville this year and I get in trouble. So I do like Louisville against Kentucky, and I'm very excited to be watching that on November 11th.
um, but I was gonna say though, like the way they're playing, like Louisville has to be 6, 7 point favorites in this game, I would assume. I mean, I'm sure the lines haven't come out, but like the way Louisville's playing with what Kentucky's missing, and by the way, like I really love this Kentucky team. They did not cover in that first game. They did not cover against Nicholls State. So that stuff matters to me. Sure, it matters to Vegas. I think you're going to see Louisville be a heavier favorite than anybody realized. I do think it'll be a close game. I think Kentucky covers. I think Kentucky wins. But like Louisville fans have to be excited. You're getting Kentucky at the right time. You get Duke twice in 20 days. If you're like the way the schedule lines up, perfect, very very perfect for Louisville. Everything's going up. Pat Kelsey. He had the living room fight with Mark Pope. Seems like he was the winner. We don't know the official results of that. I want to know what the judges' scorecards were taken. He chose Kansas, so maybe Bill Self was the real winner. But other than that, like everything seems to be coming up Pat Kelsey a little bit here. Um, Final thoughts as a Duke fan. Like you guys are prevalent favorite in the ACC. No one's taking that away. Um, Louisville, the biggest fear you have for someone to win the ACC besides you guys, of course.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, what they did last year, like I said, they showed that they were tough and finished second in the ACC when people had low expectations for them going in that year to what they exceeded those expectations, and now they are loaded. Isaac McNeely can go off at any time. He can give you 20 on 8 shots. I've seen it with him at Virginia. And then Conwell. They have so many weapons. And then they have a guy at the point guard position that he can go get his or he can give it to other people that can go get theirs. And so that's terrifying for a matchup problem for a guy that is a Duke fan. I think Duke's going to be good this year, but Louisville is definitely the first team I think of in the ACC of like, oh boy, like my team better be ready for this team because Pat Kelsey's a hell of a coach and this is a hell of a team and they're going to be really good. They are
Yeah.
really good. They are.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I also think like I mean I said this about Florida for Duke. I think I feel the same way about Duke for Louisville. Duke seems to be a bit of a matchup nightmare for Louisville because I think they can get to the guards while they like who's going to guard Cam Boozer?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But with that in mind, Louisville's a matchup nightmare for literally anybody else in the country besides maybe Florida and Duke with those front courts. So Louisville fans. I'm not throwing the L's up either. Y'all killed me in the comments in the first video. I've always, everyone says just because I say Kentucky, it's their state. But like, I'm a Kentucky fan. I'm a Louisville hater. Watch the tape from the whole offseason. I was as high on Louisville as anybody else was. But for J-Man, I'm Dion. Louisville previews and recaps up on the channel the whole season.